So let's discuss what happens after the application is submitted through this portal. Okay, one thing you need to know is that you won't use the same portal to view your status. Once you have submitted it, it will not have any other functionality. So in order to track your profile and the status, you need to create an account using this sign into your IRCC secure account. Okay, that's where you will be able to see any messages that they send you, any letters that they send you, and each step of the process. Okay, so what you do is that you need to go here and click register. Okay, and when you go here, what you have to use is this using this GC key functionality, because once you register under this, it will give you username and password. I did not use this functionality called the register with the sign-in partner. What I used was this register with CG key functionality. Okay, so what you have to do is go here, sign up. Okay, and they will ask you about few of the information, the usernames and passwords, and you need to fill it, and finally you will have a username and password that you can um, you know um, use to log in. Okay, and they will ask some questions in order for them to link this account with the application you submitted here. So provide all of them, and then you will have a username and password. So once you complete that step, and say you want to check your details in terms of the progress of the application, you simply need to use this sign in with GC key, and then you put your username and password and you continue. Okay, so that is the very first thing you need to do here. Then moving on, I will take you through the timeline that I had. Okay, so my application was submitted on 2022 January 15th. Okay, from that point onwards, all these steps happened till I finally came to Canada. Okay, and what we will do is I'll take you through one by one of these documents I got. Okay, so this is where I finally submitted through the portal, and then this is the AOR. AOR is the call the acknowledgement of receipt. Okay, and this will pay. It was an email that I got saying that this email the application was received. Okay, this email actually came to my spouse, who was my sponsor. So there's a small gap in terms of days here, and let me try to find how many days. It's like it took 76 days, and let's see how many 30 days average. So it was like 2.5 months. Okay, so that after that time period, 2.5 months, I got this acknowledgement of receipt. So it was mainly addressed to my sponsor, and it said this confirms that your application to sponsor a member of the family class has been received by the Citizenship and Immigration Canada on this date on behalf of the following member, and told that sponsor that it was on behalf of me with my name. Okay, so simply that was the document which received after 2.5 months. Then after this one, it was the biometric request letter. Okay, biometric request letter, let's see how many days it took to come. Okay, on average 3 months. Okay, approximately 3 months. And in this biometric request letter, it looks exactly like this. Okay, um, same. It was actually sent to me because I'm the primary applicant, so it was sent to my email address, and it said that these are the things you have to do. Uh, in terms of and where to give biometrics. Likewise, all the instructions were provided, and it also had the UCI number and the application number. Note that in this acknowledgement of receipt document also, for the first time, that's where I knew what is my UCI number and the application number. Okay, so this was sent, and then you need to book your biometrics, um, and they will also link you to the site where you can select um, the place in your region where you can book an appointment and go and give the biometrics. It didn't take long time for me, just 30 minutes, because first of all they check your documents, then they take your fingerprint, and then they scan your eyes to get that the identification too. So it was a straightforward process. It was nothing. I had just had to take the documents they requested. Okay, so make the reservation, take your documents. It will take around 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. Okay, so it's like, so you see, I gave my biometrics and I got the document almost on the same day, looks like. Okay, so that's about that. We discussed this one, discussed this too as well, and these are the biometrics that I did. So ensure you do the appointment. Okay, then this is a letter. Okay, this was actually saying that now this is a sponsorship letter, which means that I am going to Canada as a dependent of my spouse who's a Canadian resident. In that case, my spouse should have the income and the capacity to look after all my expenses. What this essay letter does is that it checks based on all the information provided about the sponsors status in that country, income, and his ability to look after another individual. And after that, they will tell in this letter saying that that my sponsor as a sponsor is approved. Okay, so SA means you have been approved for sponsor. So this letter came to my spouse because he's my sponsor. And then it says, we are pleased to inform that you have met the requirement for eligibility as a sponsor. Okay, so this was again an email. Through the email only we got it, and this was sent on this day. So it just after 96, I guess, I believe this is like 96 days. And so again it was like 3 months. Okay, within 3 months they reviewed my husband's sponsorship eligibility to sponsor me, and they approved it. Okay, so okay, so that is also done. And then we are gonna see what is this pre-arrival letter. So pre-arrival letter is actually it's giving you access to pre-arrival services. So this I had got on, let's see how many days, 116. Okay, so within less than 4 months I got this pre-arrival letter. This pre-arrival letter gives you access to services the government of Canada provides to all newcomers. Like for example, I was using this UCI and the application number. And and you will have the application number. Okay, application number starts with F, and there are a few numbers that go on. UCI number is just a number. Okay, few digits. Okay, 8 digits. And then for this one, this has 9 digits. Okay, the F number 6. Okay, so those are the two key numbers, type of numbers you will encounter. So in this pre-arrival letter, like I said, it gave me access to all the trainings in terms of how to do my resumes, and what are the first few activities that I have to do as soon as I land in Canada, and also how to prepare for interviews, and also an overview about the regions in Canada, what are their specialties, and also how to find housing. Likewise, a lot of pre-arrival activities I was involved in. So what they do is that they give different companies, and you can register and those companies, and they will do the trainings, and everything was online. I did not have to. I just had to use my computer and my phone to access those trainings and stuff. And you will also find individuals assigned to you, so they support you in terms of finding jobs, and also they give me access to LinkedIn Learning. So likewise, the paid access to LinkedIn Learning for free. So all those activities happened before I landed in Canada. So then finally, it is there till you land in Canada, and also 2 to 1 month after you land in Canada. So it's very helpful. I definitely would recommend you all doing all the courses available and building connections with them. So that's what that I got via this pre-arrival letter. This pre-arrival letter, let me see. Okay, so here, this is exactly what I got. Again, an email. Also note, you will get those documents to your IRCC account when you log in through here. Next one, which is the medical request. I got it within 117 days, which is approximately, again, probably less than 4 months. Okay, in this one, if I'll take you through the checklist, you'll remember when it came to the principal applicant, supporting documents required under the principal applicant. Okay, medical examination. Do not complete the medical examination at this time. You will be issued a medical instruction at an appropriate point in this processing. Okay, so this is the point where you get the instructions, and it basically, let me see whether I have medical instructions. Okay, it looks exactly like this. Okay, they will tell you what places you can go to get your medical examination, and what you have to do is, in that case, book your medical examination, go with the documents, all the documents needed. You will have to make a small payment for doing that medical examination, and once you go there, they will check your documents and give you a number, and they will first call you. In my case, they first called me to check my blood and I think urine, and then I was sent to a doctor who actually checked. She talked to me and checked the physical things, and so it was a activity that took like at least 1.5 hours, if I recall. What is important is that you take your documents, make a reservation in advance, and you make the payments. Yeah, so it was also a pretty straightforward activity. So that's what I had to do. And so that's what. And so this, I got the request on this date. I did my medical exam on this date, and then I got an update in my online account here saying that it's all good. Okay, so that's what happens. And then finally you get a passport request letter, so which means that now the visa is ready. So you simply have to send your passport to the place to get it stamped with the visa. So there was a VFS location in Colombo which collected the passports, and however my passport had to go during the COVID period, and in that case turned out that they had asked to post them, like, courier them to the VFS locations, because I remember I went there to hand over the documents and they did not accept it. They told me to like courier it, so then I had to like courier it. And also in that courier I had to send a draft, because they were not, I won't, because it was during COVID, they did not allow me to come and collect the passport. So they want me to make an additional payment for the courier service so that my passport, once it's stamped, will get delivered to home. So I had, in that letter, it asked me to give pictures of myself and a small letter with my eye color and height, if I recall. So, and also a copy of the letter that I got. So, and along with the passport, I put them all into a envelope, and I made sure that I get the service in terms of couriering is the one that I could track where my documents are. Okay, so that is very important because this is a critical document. Whatever you send, how to mail, make sure you pick, even though it's expensive, pick the service that you can track. Okay, where the document was it delivered and when it was delivered, likewise. Okay, so this is what you had to, this is the letter that I got, and I got it as an email. Let me see how long it took. So it says 135 days. It's approximately, that's about 4.5 months. Okay, so yeah. And then finally on this date I received my passport. Ideally, after you get this request, within 30 days you are supposed to submit the application, submit your documents, which means finally courier them to the VFS location they have told us to do. And note that, I had bit of a challenge in this step in terms of getting my passport delivered. So I was trying to reach them through phone calls, VFS location. It didn't work out. I was barely able to reach out to them, so I had like leave messages and also drop them emails. And also I had to I dropped emails directly to the Colombo embassy. So it was challenging, but however I sorted out. But what I have to say is that don't expect them to respond like a normal, in a, like promptly, because unlikely we'll find direct phone numbers and to those organizations. So whatever you're doing, try your best. If you're not able to reach out through phone call, drop them an email, and also send emails to all the possible email addresses, so that hopefully the right person will get the email and respond to your request or question. So that's about that, and I had 30 days to do it. And finally, I was able to my letter, the courier letter was with the passport, was delivered on this date. So that's approximately how many months? 6.3 months. Okay. So after this was sorted out, once only I received my passport did I book my tickets and start actually planning to land in Canada. And this could sometimes be different based on your scenario, and that's where this is really important. Okay, so whoever did this document, really thank you for doing it. And also who of all everyone else who is respectfully updating this information and being nice to each other, again thank you so much for being such responsible adults. So this is a sheet that I found online after I ended up, like, looking for people who had similar was also in a similar scenario like mine. And this is one document that I came across, and very helpful, I have to say. Extremely helpful. I'm so thankful for whoever did it. And I have to say, everyone is actively updating it, so use this wisely. So basically, this is a document where you can update your status, and you will also find. Okay, so this is the batch who had submitted the applications in November. And yeah, okay. You see, so they're currently in progress, and you will see all the what's the percentage and good analysis. Excellent document, I have to say. Very good document. And also the regions and the countries, and everything. You will see how many people have moved forward. COPR is okay. This is the confirmation of permanent residence document. Okay, so when you get your passport, when you receive your passport, you will get a letter included in that called the COPR. And COPR. Okay, this is a very important document, the COPR. The COPR looks exactly like this. Okay, this is how it will look. Okay, it will have all these details, and this is exactly what when you land in Canada, you have to go through immigration. The immigration, the security staff will send you through a specific queue, and over there you need to give this document. Okay, so this is the COPR. It's almost like it is what confirms that you have received your visa, and confirmation of permanent residence, that you have received the permanent residence. Okay, you need to have this document in hand when you're landing in the Canada airport, and when you go through the immigration. So that you get with your passport. Okay, very important document. Yeah. And going back to this document, this is the ending point. Okay, you will go through all those areas which are relevant for you, and then you will finally come here, and that's where your visa is guaranteed. Permanent residence is reset. And moving on, I have to say that there's a really useful, there are a lot of people who are willing to help, and one such is this WhatsApp groups. Okay, so you will see in this useful links document tab, WhatsApp groups. What I recommend is that you all join at least your current months, and also 2 months prior, because you can ask questions, and the 2 months prior team would know information to support you. Okay, so join these groups, and they will be really helpful. You simply have to click on this link, and any of the WhatsApp links, and you will simply be added to those WhatsApp groups. And in those WhatsApp groups, please be respectful, and also if you have a moment to address someone else's question, please go ahead and help that person with the best you can do. So I have to say that I was benefited by these WhatsApp groups a lot. I met a lot of people who are willing to help. Yeah. And there are a few other tabs as well. If we were to go through them, this simply have definitions and stuff. So honestly, it's very, very helpful. If not for this, document and the WhatsApp groups in terms of getting in touch with others, I don't think Facebook was able to beat this um, support system. So definitely, use this. And finally, in terms of what happened at the airport, if I'm to go through um, the steps after this, so I simply booked my tickets, and I landed in Canada, and then I had to go through immigration, and at the immigration I had to show the documents, and one question they asked was that how much do I have in hand, which I recommend bringing something in terms of at least I would recommend bringing at least 3,000 to 5,000 CAD, because that will ensure you have other than your credit cards and debit cards, you do have an amount to survive here at least within the first 2 to 4 weeks, like 1 month. So it will give them more confidence. So make sure at least you try to have some cash on hand, at least 3,000 to 5,000. And then I completed my immigration activities and I exited the airport. Okay, and very first thing, and once I exited the airport, as soon as I exited the airport, my husband came to pick me up, and then we went to get a bank account open. Before opening a bank account, actually, we got a SIM number. We got a phone, a mobile. We got a phone number. Okay, you can go to any shopping mall and you will find those small shops, pop-up shops type, and you can register there, and they will ask you for a proof of your address, and for that you can give your COPR as well as the passport, and you can open your phone number. Okay, and after that we went to open a bank account in the same place. That mall had the banks, so I went and opened at a bank account, and at that bank account fortunately I was able to get a credit card, and I got the no annual fee basic credit card, and also I opened a savings account and a checking account. Saving account is normally used to keep your excess cash at a, and that savings account gets a very low interest, and checking account is basically the account that you use to do transactions on a daily basis. So turns out it's sometimes you can get checking accounts for no fees when you use ATMs and when you try to withdraw. So that's checking account is where you get your debit card from. Okay, savings account, no cards, but checking out you get the debit card and also the credit card account. So I did set them up, and so I just needed proof of address and the passport, and since I got my phone number, they released a document saying I live at this specific location. So that was really helpful for me in getting my bank account open up. I went to Ontario. So when you go to Service Ontario, you can apply for a health card, and what you have to go there, book an appointment, go with all the documents that you need, and then they will take a picture, and they will finally send your card through post. And doing your health card, it won't cost any money. And I think at the airport, I think this is where I applied, because now their COPR is being checked, and they will initiate the request to create a PR card. So that happened there. Okay, I forgot to share it here. Okay, they will request to initiate a request to create the PR card, and that will also come through the post. I Yeah, those are the key things that I did, and also I got a library card. For this also you need your address confirmation, and it's also a very straightforward process. It doesn't cost you, and the best part about getting a library card is that every week on Saturday at 9 o'clock they give tickets for a lot of museums, and including the Royal Ontario Museum, as well as the aquarium, the zoo, and at least 20 odd places. So make sure you visit those places, and those card lets you it's two adults and four children to access any location. So, and also I could borrow books, so that was another one. And know that libraries allow you to get printouts, so if you want to get a printout or a photocopy, these places libraries allow you to get them. Actually got my driving license. So that actually is also another straightforward step. You can find the book online, and if you are a person like me who wants to actually have a physical document and is not used to studying using your computer, what you can do is that you can save it as a PDF and get it printed at one of the libraries, and you can use it as a hard copy to study it. I actually studied for a week, and also I did quizzes, online quizzes, and I booked actually I didn't book in advance. I went on an evening around 4 o'clock to the nearest driving license like test center, and I waited in the queue, and finally I got the chance to do it, and thankfully I passed it. Once you complete the knowledge test, you will be getting the driving license card. So I will do another video on how do you do your driving license. So these are the main activities that I did after receiving my visa and COPR after this step. Okay, so before I did my application, I actually checked various consultants to do my application through them, and I have to say that most of them were like asking around 1 million rupees, whereas only to do this entire application by myself, it costed me less than 300,000 Sri Lankan rupees. So literally I saved 700,000 Sri Lankan rupees. So if your case is also straightforward as mine, definitely try applying by your own self. Provide all the details you need that you have in hand, and keep it straightforward and clean, and surely you will also be able to do your application with a lot of confidence, and you will be able to have a good in and out understanding about your application rather than going through an agent, where the main disadvantage I see in going through an agent is that sometimes you need to follow up with them and it's not their application, so they may not give the same level of attention that you would give for your application. And also sometimes they make a mistake, there is no guarantee in terms of getting back your money, because many individuals that I reach out, like the consultants, when I ask them, okay, what happens in case my application gets rejected, what happens to the money I paid, they were like, there is no policy to return that money to you. So I would advise, if it's your application and you're having a really straightforward scenario like mine, do it by yourself, so that you have a lot of confidence and you will do the best for you and your spouse. So I wish you all the very best, and please drop a comment in case you need any support. And also don't forget to use the WhatsApp group, as well as we'll find different online groups through mainly I found them through Facebook. So take use of them, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who are willing to help you all in terms of information. And also, before you do something, Google it, research it. um, every step you take in this application process, get it double triple confirmed, and don't do anything just because someone tells you to. Always, if you get some information, check it. Okay, so thank you so much for going through all my videos, and I wish you all the very best.